Hello everyone, welcome to Winged Paper Crafting. My name is Angel Fitch. If you're new around here, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I'm so glad you've stopped by my YouTube channel. Today we're going to do our 6th set of alternatives for the July 2025 Paper Pumpkin Kit called Sweeter With You. And here are the 8 cards that you could have made if you had done the kit as intended. But we're going to change things up a little bit and do some alternatives today. So let's go ahead and get started. So the first card that we're going to make, we are going to start with a white card base that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. And I'm going to give this a good burnish with my bone folder. Then we have a piece of white for the inside that is 4 by 5 1/4. And then I have another piece of white that was also 4 by 5 1/4 that I have run through the Dotted Circles 3D embossing folder. And this makes a really cool dotted pattern. This is a huge embossing folder for one thing, but it makes this really cute circular pattern all the way around. So I did this, and then I ran a second sheet through it, and I took the, there was a circle die from last month's add-on kit, the die kit, and I just cut the middle of this out. So this basically is the middle of this circle, and we're going to pop that up on there. So let's go ahead and get this down on our card base. I'm just going to use some seal on this, and we're going to just line this up here and center this best that we can. There we go. Now I'm going to take our little circle piece here and I'm going to put this up on some dimensionals. Let me find some dimensionals here. We're getting down to the end of a couple of these. Let's see here. Got any left on that one? It looks like we might be down to just all edges at the moment. So let's just chop some edges up here. No reason not to use all of these, right? We paid for the whole thing. We might as well use the whole thing. So I'm just going to put some of these little edge pieces on here. And we'll go with something like that. I'm just going to take the backs off. Okay, I'm going to center this on top of my middle of the circle here. So just gives this a little bit of dimension there. Okay, now I've also got some strawberries that came in the kit. So I've got 3 of those. And then I've got 3 of these little white flowers that I cut out of the add-on dies for this month. Well, actually, you know what? Here, this circle came from this month as well. Okay, so here's the circle that I used for the middle. And here's the little flower piece right here. So, good. I was just totally confused on what month I was using. So I'm going to put this big strawberry like up here. And then we're going to put one here. And we'll put one down here. So something like that. And then I've got a piece of this sentiment backing that came in the kit, and it goes with the sentiment that says hello friend. So we're going to stamp on this with some Poppy Parade. So let me push this to the side. We'll get all this. We're going to do our stamping, and then we will put the rest of our card together. So let's see, what am I going to put on the inside? So Life is Sweeter With You. And then I've got Thinking of You that came from the stamp set as well. So let me get this on a block. We'll try to get this straight on the block. Okay, so let's see. We're going to do it this way. So let's get our ink. And we're going to go ahead and do the inside first. So I'm just going to ink this up. And we're just going to get right like that. So there's our inside piece. And then we'll ink up our hello friend. And then we'll get that put down here in the middle of this sentiment piece here. So just, hopefully that's pretty straight. There we go. Hello, friend. Okay, I'll put the ink away. And we'll go ahead and I'm going to take our strawberries off. I'll put our inside in first. So a little bit of seal on the back of this. And we'll put that, oops, if I can get it open, here we go. I'll put that in here. And yes, I could have stamped right inside the card, but, you know, just not that brave. Okay, so this we're going to put right here in the middle. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals on each end so that it will sit flat across this, since this is already on dimensionals. So we will cut some more edges here. So I'm going to put one on this edge and one on the other side. So I'm just going to peel those off and we're just going to lay this right across the middle there. So putting the dimensionals on each side makes it so it's the same height as the middle so that the ends don't sag on us. Okay, now let's go ahead and put our strawberries on. So I'm just going to use a little liquid glue just at the bottom of these. So I'm just going to tuck this one under here. And we'll do this one. Let's see. I'm not tucking this one. We're going to lay it just flat right like that. And then this one, we're going to do something like this. And I need to take a dimensional and kind of sneak it under the top of that so that it will not sag on us. So oops, I guess I don't have to sneak it all, do I? Okay, so I'm going to put the dimensional at the top. And we'll peel the back, and then we'll get this put right back down here. There we go. So now it's the same height again as our middle piece. And then we've got our little flowers here. So these were cut from those dies, and I'm just going to kind of bend the edges of them up to kind of give them a little dimension before we put these down. Just makes them look like they've got some character to them. One more. Okay, now we will get these put around here. So we're going to put one right there. And I'm just going to peel back up our edges a little bit. There we go. And this one, let's see, where should we put this one? Maybe right here. And our third one, maybe here. Okay, now I am going to put a little gem in the middle of these. If I can get it to stick to the card and not my finger. There we go. Okay, so let's find some gems here. I think I'm going to use these Strawberry Slush and Pretty in Pink. And we're going to use the Strawberry Slush here. So we'll just put that right in the middle. Just gives it a little sparkle. That way you can definitely tell that we have a little flower there. And one more for this one up here. And there we go. So there's our first card. So cute. I just love the texture that this gives this. It just makes it look elegant. So, all right, I'm going to put that one to the side, and we're going to start on our second one here. So our second one is going to be a little more labor intensive. So I've got a piece of Poppy Parade that is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. We're going to give this a good burnish. And I've got a piece for the inside that is 5 by 4 1/4. Now, I've got a couple of things here that were in the kit. So I've got 3 of these flowers that came in the kit. And I've got our scalloped piece, which was also in the kit, which we also have something on. So that'll be a good place to put a gem here in a minute, huh? Okay, so this I've got a piece of, this is part of the envelope. So one of the envelopes that I cut apart, I took this piece. It is 4 by 5 1/4, so I cut this down. And we are going to take this one and we are going to make our own pattern paper. So let me get a block here so that we can, I'm going to wipe off the excess of ink that was on this block. Okay, so I've got this strawberry stamp that came in the kit, and I'm going to put that on here. And then this is the top of our strawberry. So we're going to stamp some strawberries in Poppy Parade, and then we'll stamp the tops of them in Garden Green. So I'm just going to put our Garden Green over here for a minute. And let me find another block for our top piece here. Oops. All right, there we go. Okay, now I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper here. And we're just going to put this on here because we are going to be stamping off of the edges. And I don't want to get ink everywhere. So let's ink up our stamp. I'm just going to do a practice one. Make sure that, there we go. Okay. Make sure it was stamping good. Alright, so we're basically just going to take this and we are just going to put strawberries all around. Oops. All right. You know what? We're going to start over. We're going to flip that over. I'm going to try again here. Maybe I don't need the extra piece of paper quite yet. Okay. This stamp is kind of finicky at times where you just have to give it like the right amount of pressure, but not too much pressure. There we go. Okay. So we're just going to do this all around our piece of white paper here. Okay. Alright, I think this works best with the block. If you just kind of use the pressure of your finger to make sure that it gets the an even pressure, I guess is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so we'll just do a couple more here. And I'm going to take some off this. Now that's where I'm going to use my scratch paper because I want to take some off the side so that it looks natural, like we meant for this to be a piece of pattern paper, right? Okay. Let's get a couple more on here. Let's see. I should do, I'm going to just do one up here so it looks like it was supposed to be there. And I think one more here. There we go. Okay. Looks pretty good. think I can get another one in there. I guess it'll be okay once we get our tops in. So let's get our other stamp and see if I can get it to stick to the block. Okay. Whoops, sorry. Don't drop it. Alright, so I'm going to ink this up. I'm going to practice. Okay, this one's a little easier to work with. It's not quite as finicky as our strawberry is. And then I'm just going to do this. And we're going to give all of our strawberries a top. Let's see here. Maybe we might have got this one a little close. I'm just going to try to that one to the side there. It may be a deformed strawberry, huh? Not all strawberries are even and beautiful, are they? Some of them are defective. Okay. So just a couple more. And we'll be done here. Try to do up here so I do off the edge. I don't get it all over. Okay, let's see. 2 more, I think. Yes, 2 more. We're going to do here, maybe 3 more. We'll do here. And then I'm just going to do barely on this one. And there we go. Isn't that so cute? Okay. Perfect. All right, I'm going to put the green ink away because we're done with it. And then, let's see. We don't need our scratch paper. I'm going to put that over there for a minute. We're just going to stamp on our little scalloped piece here. So we're going to do, let's see. Here's a block. What are we going to do? We're going to do Life is Sweeter with You. Let me figure out what I did with it. Here it is. So Life is Sweeter with You. I want on the outside of our card, and on the inside we're going to do thinking of you. So I'm going to ink up our Life is Sweeter with You, and we'll just get this right down here in the middle. Okay, perfect. And we'll put this to the side, and then we will, I think I need more blocks. I don't have near enough blocks. I'm going to change that out. We're going to use this one now. And we'll get this one inked up. Of course, I got more ink on the block than I did the stamp, I think. Oh my goodness. My Poppy Parade is very juicy. Okay. Thinking of You. Uh-oh. Let's try that again. I'm going to get this excess off of my block here. And we will try one more time. Try not to push so hard. You won't get it all over the block. Okay. There we go. Perfect. Okay. Now, let me close the ink up before we have any more ink disasters today. All right. So let's get this on the inside of our card. And then we'll get our outside done. So, just like that. Okay. Something else I want to do, though, right quick. I want to put, let me get the ink back. I want to put just a strawberry on the inside. And why not, huh? Alright, so we're going to ink this up one more time. And let's just do a berry right here in the corner. Oh, shoot. Okay, I'm going to try again. If not, we have another piece of white paper, right? Okay. It's a very, very ripe berry, which is okay. Now, let's do just our topper on it. And what did I do with the topper stamp? Here we go. Oh, The stamp doesn't want to stick to my block. All right. It's all right. We'll get it there. Okay. All right. So we'll put this topper on it. And there we go. Okay, perfect. All right. So now we're done with the inside. And we will go ahead and get our outside done. So we're going to take our piece of pattern paper that we made and we're going to put this on the front there. So let's just use a little seal. And we'll get this on here. Just like this. Okay, perfect. Now we're going to put this in the middle, popped up on some dimensionals. So let me grab some more edges here, and we'll get this popped up. Okay, get the backs off of this. There we go. All right, so we're going to put this right in the middle, just like that. Make sure that's straight. We'll get that down. And then we've got our little flowers here that came in the kit. So we're going to get these on. And then I've got some gold gems that we're going to put in the middle of them. Just to enhance the little yellow that is in the middle. Now I'm going to put this one here to cover up that little spot that was on my tag. So we'll do that. And I guess we're putting one there because I dropped it. All right. It's okay. We'll put one over here. How about that? Perfect. Okay. Now, I've got these gold gems. We're going to put these in the middle. So I think I'm going to use these smaller ones for this one. So we'll just put that right in the middle. Well, maybe we can get it right side up and not upside down. Oh, this one doesn't want to behave. Actually, you know what? I think that one. All right, we're going to try another one. That one didn't seem to have much sticky on the back of it. All right, perfect. This one, we'll put it right there. And one more over here. Cute, cute, cute. Okay, there we go. So, we got two very beautiful strawberry cards for today. So, that's all I have. So go ahead and make sure you hit that like and subscribe and ring that bell so that you get notified every time I upload a video. And the next video I think we're going to do is going to be, we have some more of these to do, but I've got a the Painterly Pear card kit that we're going to do. So that's going to be the next one. So make sure you are on the lookout and come back and see what that's going to be all about. So that's all I have for today. So you all have a crafty evening. Bye.